tourism. We will present for you today what we think is an interesting open call opportunity to get real customers in a booming industry here in Denmark. We are not more than participating that if you have any questions or comments during this call, please raise your hand and we will try to follow up with you instantly and answer questions during the presentation. And there'll also be an opportunity to have a Q&A session here by the end. We have set aside 1.5 hours for this. I don't know if it will take 1.5 hours, but anyway, I hope we will have a good time together here. The agenda is built upon a very short introduction to the general requirements for this open call, then a little bit more about what are the challenges that we identified together with the stakeholders and challenge owners in Danish tourism industry, and also a short intro to the proposal template and application form that is used on our platform on OnePass. And then, as I said, we will end up with a short Q&A on this. Please feel free to ask any questions that you may have during this presentation. I hope you will enjoy this, and I will be able to answer your questions during this. The general requirements for this open call is quite easy. We are primarily focusing on startups and small to medium-sized enterprises. Everyone more or less can participate in this open call, and our primary focus in this call with the type of activity that we are looking for is a technology startup or SME that is providing a specific technology for addressing and solving challenges in the Danish tourism industry. Or you have a startup or SME that has new technology increasing digitalization and improving the efficiency of the industry. Also here it's important to say that this could be in another vertical, not necessarily in the tourism industries. We are also interested in solutions where we can do a kind of tech transfer from other industries to the tourism industry. The challenges that we are having here is coming through and found out by these partners. This Tech Match Tourism is an initiative, as I said, of Dansk Kyst- og Naturturisme, Danish Coastal and Nature Tourism, and this call and this project is delivered collaboratively with Seismonaut Mentoring Plus and Funding Box already, which I already said before. And also just to give you an idea about the size of this industry in Denmark alone, in 2022, tourists spent estimated 20.4 billion euros in Denmark. So it is a quite big industry in total. And what we have here is actually established partners in the Danish tourism industries looking for solution providers that can help solve the challenges that we have. And just in a few seconds, I will go to the challenges that we have identified for now. The customers that we are having in this project, we have up until now identified 7 potential customers in the Danish tourism industries, being anything from hotels, summer house rental agencies, restaurants, and museums. And they have identified the first 10 challenges in 3 selected industries: the accommodation industry, the restaurant industry, and the experience industries. When I say 7 potential customers here, it also is important to say that we have identified these challenges as generic challenges, for the industry. So it is not necessarily only these 7 potential customers that will be the customers, but also other players in the Danish tourism industry that could be potential customers to these challenges that we have identified. As I said, we have identified 10 challenges up until now, and they are like in different areas. The first one we have identified here is in the accommodation industry, and our customer in this saw that one of the challenges that they are struggling with is that they need a kind of a stronger and more proactive customer relation in an age where most of the customer journey around booking of accommodation is digital and with few direct touch points. Digital solution for new type of role for the local booking agency. Can we do this in a different way than we do today to save time and also to create more time that maybe could be used for something else, maybe in direct control or sort of direct contact with the customers coming to Denmark. This is one challenge. Another challenge is in a totally different area. We are looking for solutions in the kickback agreements area, also in the accommodation industry. A lot of our partners in the tourism industry are looking for solutions that makes it possible for them to be better handling and monitoring kickback agreements with local partners, and also to make that more easy to follow the guests' activation of service or products partners, and make it more simple to ensure correct financial settlement between the parties involved. So kickback in a more modern way than it's done today with coupons or whatever may be used today. A third challenge we identified is again in the accommodation industry, classical issue about cleaning. Can we have less manual cleaning here? And we want fewer physical and manual tasks associated with, and also less total working hours spent on cleaning, especially in heavily loaded areas with difficult accessibility due to more furniture, such as dining areas, local areas, or conference and meeting rooms. Think of this as if you have solutions maybe in other industries, let's say hospitals, that also could be used in this industry. Come forward with them. There is not that much experience in the Danish tourism industry today in using, let's say, robots for physical cleaning. It is still much an manual labor that is used in this area. Maybe we can just have a short break here now, and these are the first 3 challenges on this page. Will there be any questions to those? Then we can take it now, or I will go forward to the next challenges. Please raise your hand in Zoom if you have any questions. No one raises their hands. Perfect. The next 3 challenges here is the first one is still in the accommodation industry, and what we are talking about here is more targeted and automated communications with guests, in this case primarily Danish, based on their initial contact and wishes, and concretely better integration of bookings between a hotel system, in this case Picasso, and other service systems, for instance, Digital Guests, which is another platform. The next challenge here, challenge 5, is in the restaurant industry, and what we see here is that we still have a lot of manual work done when we do delivery controlling here, and this customer is looking for a way of digitalizing this area, or in any way to try to streamline this and also have a more precise handling of controlling associates with purchases and handling of deliveries, contract prices, and invoices. Today it takes a lot of time, and if we can do this with a higher quality and faster, this is something that this customer would be very interested in actually buying and paying for, if we have a solution or you have a solution for this. In challenge 6, this is in a totally different area, but it's still the restaurant industry. We had talked a lot about what should the headline for this be. Right now, it's employee engagement. What we are aiming for here is better employee engagement through a digital employee platform with onboarding, training, information, and communication, fine-tuned for the incentives and motivation of Generation Z. And this is important. In this area, we talk about an industry which has a lot of young Generation Z employees, and what they have experienced now is that we need a different kind of communication, maybe more direct communication with Generation Z compared to older generations here. And these are some of the changes that we have seen post Corona. So in this area, we are very interested in hearing who of you may have experience in actually doing something in this area that can, how should I put it, help the communication with Generation Z to a new level. Okay, this was the next 3 challenges. Again, if you have any questions, please raise your hand right now, or else I will continue with the next ones. I don't see any raised hands for now. That's okay. The last 4 challenges we have here is again in different areas. The first one here, challenge 7, is in the accommodation industry. Think of you renting a summer house on the west coast of Denmark. What we are looking for here is kind of real-time settlement of consumption, being power, being water. And what we need here is the kind of solution that is not delayed in any way, but when you are leaving the summer house, you are actually able to have a settlement on your consumption that is not delayed 2 or 3 days before we today can give the meterings directly from the provider of this. So how can we do this in a way that when you leave your summer house, you are actually able to get automatically a bill for how much you have spent? This is, in this area, a known and rather big problem that we see delays in doing this today. Challenge 8, optimized energy consumption, again for the accommodation industry. What we are looking at here is, again, for holiday homes, summer houses. We are especially focusing on so-called pool houses, which have normally a particularly high energy consumption. So how can we optimize the energy consumption in these houses based on the guests' actual behavior and consumption? So again, automation on how to optimize energy in these houses, the pools, and whatever great energy consumption parts there are in these summer houses. How can we do this? This is something that the accommodations industry are very much interested in solving. Challenge 9, self-service ticketing. We are now in the experience industry, self-service entrance to exhibitions from lobby area where guests themselves redeem their tickets before entry. This could sound like something that is quite easy to achieve, but be aware that when we look at the experience industry, especially in the tourism industry in Denmark, this is not something that we are very used to do. We normally have like a entry where we have manual accessing here, and where guests actually meet someone who sell them a ticket. Can we do this in a more efficient way, self-service entrance? Whatever, we will be very interested in knowing more about this in this specific vertical. Last but not least, challenge 10, interactive outdoor marketing. We need someone, especially in the museums industry here, that we want to have a kind of better outdoor visibility of what is the museum's experience, which engages passers-by and animates them to make use of the museum. How can we engage people outside of the museum so they can, in a better way than we do today, to engage them to actually visit the museum? That's challenge 10 here. We will be very much interested in also knowing more about what are the experience from other industries, other verticals here that could be used in the museum worlds. Good. That is the 10 challenges, and before I will move to the platform itself that we use, I would like to ask here if there are any questions to the last 4 or to the challenges themselves for now. So please raise your hand if you have. No raised hands. Perfect. We use a OnePass platform for the application form on this open call. And when we open that, we will see like this. So when you have logged into this and created your profile here, you will be met by this page where we have more or less the same that I have described for you here, and also a list of the benefits and what will the process here be, and also what kind of beneficiaries, type of activity, guide for applicants and stuff like that is available on this. So when you go in here and start a new application, the first page you will meet is this page, and the most important part of that, besides just filling out the initial part, is down here. There is a drop-down menu of all the 10 challenges that we have identified, and please select what challenge would you be focusing on your application here. Let's for now say that I will be looking at the first one. So this is the initial page for this. The next page we have like basic project information, short name for the project. What website would you refer to for what you're doing today? Have you attended other of our projects in Funding Box? If not, you just answer none, or maybe other projects that is not mentioned here. So I have very few questions about how much funding did you already have for this, for your other programs, would be interesting to have here. And also, have you ever participated in an acceleration program before? Then you also have the opportunity to write it down here. The most interesting part would be the next page. It is your short description on what's your idea or what is your solution that you will apply with. Short description in each of these phases. Important also to mention what are your technology readiness level here for your solution. Is something that you already have maybe success with in other verticals, so you are TRL 9, or is it just an idea? Then we are in the more top level part of this. On the impact side here, we want you to have some thoughts about what are the addressable market, what are the target groups, what's the business model here, and what are the current traction and lines of business. Again, if you come from other verticals here, so what has been your success in other verticals? As I said initially, we are very much interested in tech transfer from other industries to the tourism industries. So it will be very interesting to hear from you on this. Again, what are the traction from your current solution here? What level are you in? Do you actually already have a recurring revenue on your solution? Again, what are the level on that? Your team, again, short description on who are you and who are your team. Please upload at least a LinkedIn link here. And if you have like demos or presentations you want us to see, it's also possible for you to upload these onto the platform. Last but not least, we have a short section in with regards to GDPR and other stuff that you shall confirm that you have read and understood the information clause and the legal basis in place, and you will pass the information clause provided above to all team members mentioned in the application form. Yeah, GDPR stuff that is mandatory to fill out before you can hit apply here. This is, as you can see, for those of you who have been applicants in other projects, quite simple information that we need this time. So I very much hope that you will send in an application for this. Good. I will go back to this. This was a very fast run through of the challenges and the customers. So now, and you have been very quiet. So now is the opportunity to ask any questions if you want. Also remember that the deadline would be September 15. Mosti, sorry if I don't pronounce it right, you have raised your hand.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you so much for all the valuable information actually, and the presentation. I've been waiting for you as these presentations completed and see that if my question already been covered or not. I do have some questions. We are first, I'm founder of a startup. We are AI-based. We are providing AI-based solution, the resource planning, and our major expertise in building the heuristic resource planning algorithms. We are from the Netherlands, and the tracks for the resource allocation in the energy sector has been actually interesting for us. And I do have some question regarding those challenge. I think that there were like challenge number 7 or challenge number 8, if I remember correctly. And what I'm curious to learn about is that what type of infrastructures is already in place. Yes.
Was it? Yes.
7 and
Okay.
8. Because what we do, we need like kind of real-time data or even historical data to have access to it, and then implement our algorithm and the solution there, and provide a dashboard or web application for the customer of the the clients of the customer, that's a challenge owner here. So my question mainly is about the infrastructure and data available. Is there any?
With regards to power consumption, there will be that's the first one. There is on-site metering that would be accessible. My only point is here, we don't know for sure, or we know for sure it will not be the same type of metering in all the summer houses. There will be differences in this. I think maybe one of my partners here also can support me. As far as I remember, this specific customer that we are working with here has, I think, approximately up to 600 summer houses in their portfolio here, and they are spread in a wide area. So depending on how old the installation is and what part of the country they are situated in, there will be differences. But these are some of the things that we will in discussion with the client try to cover. We do not have today a fully overview or what components are in what houses. We know that they will be different, and we know that it will be possible to do either directly in the house or with a kind of hardware solution, do a tracking of the power consumption here. I don't know, Peter or Martin, can you maybe do something, add something here?
Peter here. No, I'm sorry, I cannot add any more than you have already said, Peter.
Okay.
So it has to be in
Yes.
dialogue. It has to be in further dialogue with the client, with the challenge owner.
And
Well, we
then
can also do that. Sorry?
first. I'm sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying that we, if you want, we can set up a talk initially with the customer here to try to answer that question up front if you need.
Yeah, that would be perfect, because without having more detail about the challenge itself, we cannot make decision that if we are a good match for them or not, or how we can bring write down our solution in a way that can be understandable for them, to be tangible, because it's like a deep tech solution, and those deep tech solutions are not always like tangible or imaginable easily at the first sight. So we need, of course, more information.
Okay. I think that Martin from our team will reach out to you and set up a meeting there. Martin, can you confirm that?
Yes, I will. Looking forward to it.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Master, did you have other questions to maybe some of the other challenges or other questions in all?
Yes, I have another question about this, the general application form that you shared kindly on screen with us. I couldn't find any this documentation, further documentation about the budgeting and financing. So this part is not clear for me. That's how this budget should be allocated and should be planned based on each of the tracks.
Just to understand you, this is not an EU project, so there is not a dedicated budget for this. So the paying to you in the end will be depending on the agreement that you will be able to do with the customer. Here we have like a more or less grown-up industry, so they are the challenge owners here, and they will pay for solutions that will solve these challenges.
Mhm.
So again, depending on what is your business model here, is it a project business model, meaning that you will develop this to a certain amount of money, and you agree with the customer on this, then that's the business model. If you already have a solution in this area, so you have like a monthly fee or whatever per house or whatever the solution would be, that then that's the agreement you will do with the customer. The customer is very open-minded to what types of financial support there should be here, again, depending on what your solution will actually involve here.
Okay,
I don't know if
interesting.
that answered your question.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, it's so clear. So shall we just put my email address to Peter or somebody that they wanted to schedule a call with me, then we can
I think
I think we will have your email address in when you signed up for this, so Martin will have it, and he will reach out to you. I think Martin,
That's
you already have it. Is that not right?
yes, I have it here as your full name at gmail.com. Is that correct?
yes, my mojda@gmail.com.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Other questions, Master, why we are here?
No, perfect. All is clear.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to the meeting. Thanks.
Perfect. Frederik, I think you are next, and then Diana.
Yeah, it's just a quick one. Two quick ones. First one, is it possible to apply for multiple challenges?
Not in the formula here, but please reach out to Martin, and yes, for practical reason, it will be.
Okay, yeah. And the second one, is it possible to get an overview of who the challenge owners are? I think it's also like it's more to get like the same, because some of the challenges is a bit open. So to get a better understanding about who is having these challenges and how can our solution fit into those problems. So that's also why I wanted to know if we could apply for multiple challenges.
Yeah. The last part, yes, you can apply to multiple challenges here, though not in the application form. But of course, I mean, the way this will work is that we will set up so-called match talks between you and the potential partner here, and that could of course be more than one. But for the application form here, you can choose one. You can choose one challenge. Then again, we had some few discussion about this, and I don't know, Peter, Peter from DKNT, can we reveal who the real customers are right now, or can we come back to that? I don't really know if we had made an agreement with them.
So far, we have not made an agreement with them. So at this point of time, we cannot reveal, unfortunately. They have not accepted that. So far, we are kind of the filter and will take care of that matchmaking between the clients and you guys.
Okay, makes sense.
Good. Other questions, Frederik?
No, that was
Okay.
everything. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. Diana?
Hi, so I have a couple of questions. My first question is, what's the ideal stage of the company? So would you prefer companies that already have like fully implemented solution or just MVP or idea?
A good question. We actually had a lot of discussion about this, and our experience is that especially if you have experience in other verticals, other industries, our experience is that it potentially would be easier for everyone if you are, let's say, in a more early stage of your company, maybe still a startup that are looking for, let's say, business potential in more than one industry. On the other hand, we are also looking for solutions that are actually tested out there. So it's not a very clear answer, Diana, but I would say we would potentially be interested in both early stage companies, preferably with a solution that we know works. But what you're asking about, we will like a little bit more than an MVP. But on the other hand, if it's the right solution for this problem, then we are very open-minded. And also, my impression is that the 7 customers that have agreed to be a part of this is also very open-minded in actually being able to have solution for what they see is potential big problems and what can actually help them in the future. So a little of both, I think.
Great, thank you. And then the next question is, as the person who was asking the first question, we also are using AI for scrapping some of the data. And maybe like we schedule a call. Would it be possible to schedule a call as well with you regarding this, please? Should I send you email as well?
I think, Martin, do you have the info here for Diana?
I just looked through the list and I couldn't see you, Diana, so it would be very good if you could send an email just to make sure that we have the right contact information, yeah?
Send email where?
So you're more than welcome to send it directly to me, and my email address is martin@mentoringplus.dk. So I'm just gonna write it in the chat as well in a second.
Okay, thank you so much. And also one more thing, although we are like based out of Europe, we have started implementing our solution in like North America, I would say primarily in Canada. So is that something acceptable as well? Like we started working for primarily with North American countries at first.
Yes, that is perfectly okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good. More questions, Diana?
Maybe also one last question would be the like if if you have some specific range of funding those companies had to receive previously.
If they had, I mean, some of you participating in this meeting today has already been enrolled in other projects that Funding Box runs. So they may have had specific funding from specific EU projects, but in this private projects, which is not a EU project, we don't have any additional funding. On the other hand, we have a mature customer in the other end that are willing to pay for the right solution, and that would be that is, as you know, sometimes a big difference compared to some of the EU projects where we don't have like paying customers upfront. Here we have paying customers that would be interested in actually paying for a solution that you will provide. On the other hand, if you are interested in participating in other projects with EU funding, please reach out to me and I will guide you. I will guide you around that part.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good. I don't see more raised hands for now, but you still have the opportunity to ask questions if you have, and also I don't know if you already. I can see maybe there's already 2 in the chats here. Martin, you will put your mail there at some point.
Yes, I just did it, but I think by accident I did it too. All right, now it's there.
It is there. Perfect. Again, if and I will also put my email here. So if you want specific questions afterwards, you are also it's also possible for you to just reach out to me. Good. Any more questions or comments? As we said, we are more than willing to have like the initial talks with you also before the deadline here. Also, if you want to apply for more challenges, let's have an initial talk about that. That would be great. So if not, I will just ask my team members here if you have anything that you want to add at this time. If not, we will be ending this this Q&A very soon then. Great. So it has been crystal clear. I'm happy to hear that. Rui, any practical things that we want to say here before we end?
No, I'd just like to congratulate you guys. Thank you so much for showing up. And thank you. That's it. We're going to have the recording and I'm going to send you a thank you email afterwards. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.